How's it going? Back with another video here. This is going to be the game room slash house tour of 2021. We're having some pretty crazy weather here in Texas, so before I guess the power goes out or anything like that, we could do a little walk through certain places of my house. Like there's games everywhere, so I just wanted to show you what a few years of collecting does through going through Goodwills and flipping stuff can do for you in a good price. Well, stick with me and we'll go through the whole tour today, so I'll see you in a little bit. All right, so we could start it off. Here we go is my N64 collection. When it comes to this, these were all made from a cover project site. Basically just downloaded it, downloaded it, printed it, and cut it out, and had these custom cases put onto them. I'm not a full, complete in-box kind of collector, so for me, this was the best option, and it's more affordable when it comes to it. So for this system, I have around 255 games for the N64. And some notable ones are like Daytona, PGA European Tour, Harvest Moon, Conker's Bad Fur Day. But it's a pretty substantial collection. I'll kind of show you here. There's that Daytona. That one's almost in like really mint condition. And coming through, it's actually 2 layers. The only problem is I only printed out not all of it, so I still have a ways to go when it comes to printing out these systems. Also, I have the Game Shark system for the N64. Just had to have it to the collection since I think for the North American set it's 296, so not too many games. So I can kind of do the walk through here. There's some random game there, Wii Sports, Aero Gauge, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Iggy's, Harvest Moon there. Batman, it's getting kind of harder to find for that one right there. So Mario Parties, Turok, Zelda, and I got the Majora's Mask, the custom front covered one. I forgot the name of the hologram one or whatever they call it. And here, right here, is my Super NES collection, and this one's about 135 games. And there's some notable ones in there. Chrono Trigger's in there. Illusion of Gaia, Earthworm Jim. There's a Chrono Trigger right there. And I like how these have the labels all in black. It's pretty neat, so it makes it kind of color coordinated. Really like that. Space Ace is always a fun game. Makers of Dragon's Lair, same people, but Super NES not that great. But when it comes to other systems, that was an awesome game. Same as Dragon's Lair. And coming around here, and we'll go to the top part here, and just right here we got the Switch that I use all the time. Then the Wii U's hooked up. One of the great things is actually for the Wii is having this charging dock with 4 controllers already to go. 3 of them are the Nintendo version, then I just have the Nyko Clear one there. And here is some of the stuff that you've seen in videos, Video Games Monthly sends me. And just a custom clear Wii case. Then another thing is, this is actually the kind of similar to Google Stadia that didn't do too well, but this one's the Amazon Luna. This was actually the Amazon's tryout on doing the streaming video games. Played it a couple times, wasn't really fun with it. So, but brand new right there, a controller. I got it a little bit earlier. Here are some of the Game Boy Advance games. I just keep it in a little plastic container here. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color games. I'll kind of pop it open so you can see a little bit of it. So, just cases here. And AliExpress actually sells these Game Boy Advance cases to keep them all covered. Game Boy Color, random games there. And for me, I travel a lot, so you'll see a lot of skulls and stuff, different places like Mexico and Europe I went to. But there you go for this whole row of video games here. And we'll make our way down over here to this area. So here's some of my handhelds here. You could say I have the 25th anniversary DS XL. Then I have the custom Game Boy Color Pocket. I think it's Game Boy Color Pocket, yeah. Then here, Game Boy Advance, PSP, Blue DS, the Game Boy Micro Advance, which really like that system. It's kind of hard to play on because it's such a small system. PS Vita, Nintendo 2DS, then also the Xbox 360 HD DVD drive, whatever they call it, the one that was into the competition for Blu-ray. Didn't do too well. And coming up here, we actually have the NES games. It goes back 2 layers here for the NES games, and some of my favorite games and favorite childhood memories were from the NES. I think I have around, I'm not sure here, probably in the 150 range of NES games here. And one of the favorites is River City Ransom right there, Battletoads, rough game to play. Viper, just a lot of common games, but there is some really good ones there. Clue Clue Land's there, Dodgeball, Ice Hockey is always fun. Down below it here, we got the Wii U collection, and this is 2 layers too, so it goes back another layer here. So a whole bunch of good games. I have a whole bunch of sealed and some doubles here. Ninja Gaiden, I got like 3 copies. Zombie U, I got 3 copies of. But I have roughly around 40 games for the Nintendo Wii U. Over here, some other Tengen version or Tengen. I'm not sure what you call them, but Tengen cartridges also with this. One is Captain Comic. Really good condition one too. Pretty hard to find it in this kind of quality condition. So it almost pretty much looks brand new. So pretty neat to find something like that. You know, when it comes to third party, might as well pick them up. They're like the strangest games, but it's pretty neat to collect and stuff. So, and you can see their back rows here. So yeah, about 100, I don't know, over 100 something NES games. Up here, we just have a few like GameCube games. I kind of removed a lot of the games, kind of sold off a lot of my GameCube collection here. I'll probably get back into it again, but the prices are crazy high, so I wanted to sell some of them because it's the best time frame to get a little profit for buying more games that you really want. But Wii is easy to collect for, if you notice. I have over 200 and something Wii games. There are actually a lot of fun titles in there, and some of them are down here. The Mario Party 8, Prince of Persia, Tales of Symphonia, Kirby's Epic Yarn, then Muramasa is a really fun game there. Super Paper Mario, Metroid, Other M. So this is the best time frame if you ever want to pick up Wii games. This is the best time frame to pick up these Wii games here. So we'll move up towards the other stuff here. You can kind of see here I have the Starlink set. This one did not do too well, but the good thing about this is it was super cheap. I think it was on Newegg. I think I got this from .com for like $7. So I picked this up pretty cheap. So just wanted to have it still in box. And up here, these are actually from the Dollar Tree. So they were $1 each for all the accessories here. I do watch a lot of anime, and there's some Hunter x Hunter and some memory cards. The Donkey Kongo drums. The Xbox 360 Kinect. Then also the Wii U board in the back there. So when it comes to collecting, I like to collect almost everything. When it comes to Vita games, I have some Vita games over here. I think I have about 20 or 30 Vita games into this case. It's two, if you can flip it over, there's actually more games in there. Some Pokemon cards, I guess, random. Pretty nice stuff here, so just walking it through for you guys. Overwatch. Then I also have random stuff, video games and all that stuff inside of here too as well. And you can kind of see TurboGrafx 16 here with add-ons from to play it on what's it called, 3-component cable, so I can actually play it on a newer TV. So this is the living room of my place, and all the games that I have. I kind of show you the full background of it, so you can actually get the full feature of it. Another cool thing my friends were giving me was this I Am 8-Bit. It's a little art book with like video game inspired artwork. That's paintings, drawings, and stuff from a pretty talented artist there. So I'll pause this up for a second, and we'll go through the next part of the video game room tour. So back in with the tour here. This is my arcade 1-up area. You can see pretty good amount of video games here, a foosball table, and also some pretty rare arcade 1-up there. So we'll start off with this one. We got the Space Invaders here. This one's pretty good. When I get these prices for these deals, they're under, like, they're around $200 for these arcade 1-ups when I get them. Reason why is I wait for Walmart to have these deals, scan them, make sure, keep checking the everyday updates, and they usually have sales. They do come with the step-up stools to make it larger, but I never use it. But sitting down, these are pretty comfortable. One we play the most here is that Street Fighter Championship Street Fighter 2 Edition. We play a lot of that Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Really fun game. Another game we play a lot is Final Fight. Pretty easy. Ghosts and Goblins. Pretty hard to game to get through. And I actually use these little old school Target stools to actually sit on when we're playing it. And they're a good thing for storage and also pretty comfortable to play these games. They sit perfectly. I'm about 5'6", 5'7" guy, so it's not too big. Taller people, I can see it's not as comfortable for them. But coming around here, we got a Centipede here with Crystal Castles, Missile Command, Millipede. Next up we have Asteroids with Tempest. I think it's called Major Havoc and Lunar Lander. Played a lot of the Tempest a lot with that scroll, but I wish they had a better scroll bar here. Button, that one's not really that good. I would wish it was a ball bearing version. And the last one up here is actually Burger Time one. This one's a limited edition to like 3,000. Surprisingly, I got this for just at $299, I think, for this one. This one's the highest one I've spent, but comes with the light up screen, the kiosk there. Pretty nice system here. I do have some TurboGrafx 16 games here. It's kind of hard to see here. It's Victory Run, Keith Courage, and I think it's World Class Baseball. They're pretty cheap, so, you know, just had to add it to collection. Then a little candy machine, kind of empty. Sun kind of tears it up real quick. But when you pop over here, like I said, these things are really good for storage. I actually have a lot of controllers and system controllers in here as storage. So, what's it called? The Wavebird, N64, Dreamcast controllers and stuff like that. It's a pretty good deal. Then over here, some more stuff. It's hard to see, Xbox, Kinect stuff. So really good thing to purchase if you want to save space and save storage and kind of hide it to make it look a little bit cleaner here. So a lot of game arcade 1-up systems. I don't have them all, but when I do pick them up, they're pretty cheap prices, so I don't overly pay over the $400 price tag for these things. I would never want to spend that much on these. I use a lot of the money from flipping video games to purchase all this stuff. But I'll pause this up again and we'll go to the next part of the video game house/tour. Next up is actually my bedroom here. Gotta have the fridge so you don't have to move far from the area. But a few systems over here that I use a lot. So Sega Dreamcast is actually one of my favorite systems, but I have the least amount of games for it. Sega Saturn there with the controller. Then this one's actually the Warrior 64 I've been using to play the N64 games because it has the HDMI output on it. Then I do have a Fat Boy PS2 here. Ian, it looks like Elon's or something N64 from back in the day. Then a Jungle Green N64. Over there you can see there's a slim PS2 there and also the Wii Mini right there. Also, I'm a big manga book reader for Berserk. I really love the DVD and I like the book series too as well. Very gory, but it's a really good series to watch. And this one's from the Dark Horse series, so been collecting those a lot. Up here we have the Crash Bandicoot Switch controller, then the Teal Clear PS1 controller here, also with the Wii. Then a PS1, small PS1 right there. Coming up here, we actually have my audio video output right here. You can kind of see there all my hookups. I think it's up to 8 hookups. You can kind of see me in the picture here. This is the PlayStation 3D television. Really happy to get this. This was a good deal. It was a cheap price for that. I was kind of happy to get it. I think it was like $100 for it. So I got really lucky on that. PS3 with and next to it is actually the 3D glasses for the PlayStation TV or Sony TV. So glasses, got to charge it up to watch. And then here, I don't know if anybody remember these things, but this one's actually a Laserdisc player. I watch a lot of old school Laserdisc on there before during that time frame of VHS. This was pretty popular, but back then it was pretty expensive for a movie. No one really wanted to pay that much for it. So over here, camera. Next to it, we have an old Zenith LCD screen. The funny thing is this is the old school one, so it actually works really good for like the N64 component cable, old school system, Super Nintendo. That's actually a good quality picture that comes out of that TV because it's the old VHF, UHF signals on it. But coming down around, there's a Switch controller dock. Coming over here is my Xbox collection. Probably have about 60, 70 games for Xbox. Not too many big name titles, but I do like that Teenage Ninja Turtles and the Nightcaster is a pretty fun game to play too as well. Coming down here, some more Xbox games. Mortal Kombat, Terminator 3. Then coming here, my small collection of Sega Saturn games. The one I used to play a lot is actually that Virtual On right there. That one's pretty good game right here. I like that. Cyber Troopers. The only thing I do wish is I had that dual stick controller for it. Next up here, I have about 20 games for PS4. Don't really play it too much. The newer systems, I wasn't really a big gamer with those ones, but I do play a lot of Apex on PS4, which is the game of choice for me. Also, RPGs were pretty fun too as well. Next up, we have some PS2 games here. This system, we do have more games, but it's in my son's room. These are just some of the few of them I have. I have about 40, 50 down here. My son has a close to 200 games up in his room. Big names there. You can see Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3. Eternal Ring, Dark Watch, Resident Evil, Vex. So really good games in this part. Suikoden's in there too, 3. Bully is a fun game too as well. But I think, yeah, like around 40 games. Next up, we have the Switch. And I have about 30 games for this system. So one I really like to play is those, I guess you can call them game novels. I don't know how to explain it, but choose your own adventure from back when I was a young kid. Or books that you get to choose different choices and the story follows along that path. And sometimes you have to start over because you die during the game, but it's pretty good if you want to read something, and kind of like a visual novel is what it is. So it's pretty interesting. I like this game Raging Loop a lot. And that was like $10 I think when I got it. It was on sale. Then there's some pretty good titles in here, like what's it called? Owlboy, Trine, Rayman, Harvest Moon, Killer Queen, Sparklight, Has Been Heroes, Darksiders. There's that black one that they say was a messed up, but I think it was a good promotional thing to get the sales up higher on that. Then Black Sad, Octopath Traveler is a really good game. One of the reasons why I bought the Switch was for Octopath Traveler and what's it called? Breath of the Wild too as well. Wizards of Legend. I have a few limited run games. So like Wizard of Legend, still sealed. That one's a limited run game. Another one is Blaster Master for the NES. I have that game too, from limited run, sealed still. It's kind of hard when you have a lot of video games to get through every single game. So I don't want to start with other games here and not work on the other ones. But Streets of Rage 4, I played that one though. Awesome game because I remember playing it when I was younger on the Sega Genesis here. So moving on up, we have the Xbox 360. And I think I have about 60, 70 games too for that one as well. This one was one of my favorite systems during its time frame. I liked it better than the PS3 at that time frame. They had a lot of good games. Fable 2, was a really good game. Fable 3 was pretty decent. Mercenaries. But it was a really good system at that time frame. Just the Red Ring of Death kind of like put a lot of people off to it. Next up we have over here is just some Pops figures, some DVDs, some Loot Crate stuff from back in the day, and I just collect from DVDs from the Goodwills for cheap price, and you can get some pretty decent movies like animes and funny comedies. Steam Boy there, Halo 3, Dragon Ball Z, Superman. I really like the Marvel and Nintendo DVDs. Anytime I see some of them, I pick it up for a good price because, getting them for less than $1 each, you can't beat that price on those deals. Next up here we have is my gaming setup here. So I got a Ryzen Tech Payon open air case that I've been building right now. It's a Ryzen, I forgot which Ryzen it is. It's a Celeron, not Celeron, but one of those things. But GTX FXX 90 video card coming up here. Really good monitor I would recommend for people to buy is the Scepter 30-inch, 200 hertz. And we got a Razer, I think it's the Siren mic. Really good mic for it. Then over here, just a little bit, you can see the controllers I have. Elgato HD60, then the PS4 system there. Then some of the little pop figure and, the Vault Tech, Pip-Boy guy coming in. So pretty neat setup for not too much pricing. Then love the the gaming station table because it's all like a whole mouse pad there, cup holder. Then also my headset there. Also basically the chair I have for the setup is actually a Downix. I don't think they make it anymore, this version of it, but I really like the green kind of suede look to it, so had to pick that up for a good price here. Kind of hear the arcade one up in the background start popping off. And I was in the military, you can kind of tell. I got a Japanese obi over there from when I was serving over there. Next up, got a Lenovo all-in-one Idea Center computer with just some Red Kicks keyboard one up. It's a cheap version one, but works really well for what I need it to do. Over here, just random sealed Sony PlayStation Classic sealed up, Sega Genesis Classic sealed up, then also the, Mario, there I dropped that, Game & Watch. Opened up this, and I did an unboxing of this one a while ago, but back in its case. Then I also have the Razer Keo camera webcam I'm going to be installing soon. Some more pop figures, just random ones that I pick up for dirt cheap prices. And here we have about 30 something PSP games. I started big collecting those ones. I've been looking for RPGs, but they're getting harder and harder to find. Next up here, we have the PlayStation 1 collection. And you can kind of see here, maybe 40 games, I'm not sure, but pretty decent ones. These ones I find that these are all majority Goodwill or Video Games Monthly that I find these PS1 games from. The ones that are in the inserts, that's Final Fantasy X for PS1. It's just no case. Need to find a case for it. I don't want to buy a brand new one, but it should be. Hopefully I can find a cheap case for it in good condition. Here, Dreamcast games. So like NFL Quarterback, NFL 2K, King of Fighters Rematch 99. And me and my friend used to play that a lot when we were younger. And that time frame, we'd sit there hours playing that game. Another good game, Fighting Force 2 and Crazy Taxi. Vigilante Second Offense. What's crazy is that one, Nightmare Creatures 2, that one's actually sealed, brand new, never played. I don't know if I want to open that one. It's getting harder to find sealed Dreamcast games like that aren't sports titles or anything like that. So pretty neat to pick up a sealed Nightmare Creatures with some good Rob Zombie music in it. Down below, we have some more PS1 games there. Final Fantasy IX, Caesar's Palace, Driver 2, Final Fantasy Chronicles, and I think there's another one. Nope, that's it. Other thing I have there is, I don't know if you heard of it, when I was a kid, like teenager, Video Now. It's actually a kind of like a mini DVD player for mini discs, kind of the size of a GameCube size, a little bit bigger, but pretty neat. Black and white though, but pretty interesting, like a popular thing. The quality was poor, but it was pretty neat and pretty high tech at the time frame, like a more of a nostalgia. Then one of it here is just a movie, Transformers Armada. Didn't get it for $5, got it for $1 something at Goodwill. Just another sticker that they popped on there. So I always pick up these little CD racks from Goodwill as much as I can because they're like $2, $3 when they're selling it off. And it's kind of hard to find some good CD racks nowadays for your collections. And let me just pause it up and we'll go to another part of the house. So back again, this is the last part. This is another room upstairs. And this is the PS3 collection. I think I have about 70 something games for this system. Was a really fun system. Back in the day when I first got it, I was actually in Japan when I first bought it. It's kind of hard to get that system because it was selling out really fast and it was people kind of hoarding it and flipping it for a profit. But just one notable game I guess you could see is Never Dead. That's one of my favorite PS3 games. Really fun game to play. I just picked it up recently. And you could kind of tell some of them I didn't take the stickers off of it yet, but a lot of my collection comes from Goodwill. I'd say about 60% of this collection came from Goodwill. Next to it, we have some more just basically manga books that were really dirt cheap. I always recommend people go to these Goodwills because these books are like $9, $10 each. And I was getting them for $1 or less each. So pretty neat to stop by those Goodwills and pick up those manga books or flip them if you want to. And last thing up, thing that is good for parties is actually this Pandora 4S box. Over like 600 games or something like that for this one. But lights up, really awesome system. You can actually lift it up. I don't know if this one's, yeah, you can lift it up and actually see the small Pandora 4S hookups. But really good thing to bring if you want to have a fun party. Easy to carry, lightweight. And it's a whole system in one. So love playing the Marvel vs. Capcom games on this thing. And I highly recommend for these. These will go for like about $200. The newer ones are a lot better. About $200 and with a lot more games in the thousands, 1,200 to 1,300 video games. So other than that, that does it for this room. Just a small add-on. Just too many games everywhere. Kind of hard to store everything. I'll be picking up a Atlantic shelving system. Then I'll be putting into my loft area. And I'll probably be putting most of my video games in that area so I can keep it less cluttered everywhere else and just have it in one spot. And hold on a second. We'll get back to you in another second again. And I'll just give you a little walk around here. There you go. Well, that ends my video game / house / gaming tour of rooms. Thanks for watching. Glad you stuck by the whole time. Again, I'll be posting videos usually weekly with pickups from Goodwill, from Video Games Monthly, unboxings, Macari purchases. Later on, when the weather gets better, I'll be doing some thrifting, and I'll probably pick up a GoPro and do the walkthrough and kind of show you where I get all my stuff from and how to find these good deals for good prices. It's best to do these kind of deals. The reason why, gaming collecting is getting kind of expensive nowadays, so the best thing to do is hitting up your thrift stores, Goodwills, flipping stuff. I know a lot of people don't like people flipping, but when it comes to games you really want, you're basically finding this stuff that's getting thrown away. I'd rather you guys collect it, flip it, make some profit of it, so you can buy more games without killing your budget. Because if I just tried to buy all these games for a normal price, it would kill me. My video game collection wouldn't be this big. Like I said, this has only taken a few years. I used to collect when I was a little young. I had some incidents that happened. A lot of stuff was stolen when I was in the military, and a lot of my stuff got stolen in the past when I was doing a lot of multiple moves for different countries, different states. Things go missing. So for this is getting back the nostalgia. It's fun to play. Times like this with COVID going around, it's good to stay in the house, play video games, add on to your collection. And again, thanks for watching. Share, like, subscribe. Thank you for watching in. Tell your friends about it if they're into collecting too, and tell me what's your favorite system to collect for or games to collect for, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.